Hi, I'm Mana Ikeda, and I currently work for a Japanese video game company called ArtPlay as the current art director. And previously, I worked on Bloodstained Ritual of the Night as the communications manager, and I also drew the box art. So that's just kind of a summarized version of myself. I always thought I was going to be an illustrator, like just a freelance illustrator from start to the end. Art was my passion, and it still is, but I always wanted to try something new all the time. Anything that I was interested in, like comics, video games, just anything in general. For me, art directing is something that improves the overall gameplay, and and also the game designer will know, like, oh, there was these kinds of ideas, because when I started to do this job, like, they didn't really have an idea of what they really wanted to do visually. So it's basically like, oh, I want to make this kind of game, but I don't know what it looks like. And for me, that's where I come in and kind of help them kind of fill that in. I started as a fan, and I really wanted to, my artwork was very inspired by the games that they created in the past. So at that point, I knew what I wanted as a fan. And with Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, it was a game that's based on gothic horror, and the past, and the people that were working on the past Castlevania games were working on. And for me, I was a huge fan of Castlevania and the gothic feeling of that entire series. And I haven't seen a lot of games that were like that, and it was very unique. And since my artwork was inspired by that kind of game, I drew a lot of those kind of dark horror game kind of style. I was someone who knew from a very young age that I wanted to be an artist and do this specific type of work. And even though I didn't really know, or I had one specific goal, I still struggled to do so. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, because they wanted to be something like a specific job they want, and they can't achieve it, even though they try really hard. And for me, I think that's totally fine, and they should try something else that's new. Because if I didn't take this chance of becoming a communications manager and also the translator for the company, I wouldn't have been in this art director position at all. I would have been like, I would be like, no, I want to do art as a career. I'm not going to take this translation job. And I still, to this day, be a freelance artist taking on these mundane work that, that I had no art direction whatsoever in. And so I feel like for those who are struggling and, thinking of quitting their passion job, because it's, like, if you're working on something that you're very passionate about, you get very emotional about it. And I'm sure a lot of people feel very down when things don't go right, or things that they're worried about, doesn't get resolved doing the same kind of work over and over again. So I feel like for those people, like, in a very similar situation as when I was struggling as an artist, I feel like they should try something else that's new. So for me, video game was like my second passion, and I really wanted to be involved in some way. So I decided to take on that job and be a translator. But in the end, people, when you're very passionate about something, people recognize that. And I was both passionate about video game and art. So in the end, I became an art director that I never thought I would be able to do. So I feel like for those people, take the chance, even if it might not be something that you really want to do as an end goal. You should take the chance if it does change your career.